Welcome to Duck Insider.
Man, it feels great to be a Duck.
Give it to me, baby. My house. I'm taking it there.
Their competitors, they'll want to put the O on.
Three, got it!
We're going to compete to a standard every day.
The Oregon standard.
Rebound. That's been in. 1 point more to go.
The opportunity to play, put Oregon on your chest, should mean a great deal to you.
Unloads on one into left field. Back toward the wall. Gone!
This program is staged to compete and to win championships.
Oregon wins!
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Better banking, local solutions. Live from the Country Financial Studio, let's talk Oregon athletics.
It's the final Duck Insider of 2022. I'm Joey Mack. Thanks for being with us. Just wrapping up football practice this morning, and the Ducks coming off the practice field. We've got a ton of interviews for you. I'm going to tell you right now, we won't get to all of them, particularly because actually the Quack Video crew is still downstairs. They're actually recording some interviews right now, and we'll have more for you coming up on the Go Ducks YouTube channel if we don't get to them all on the show today. Also, Oregon women's basketball, what an amazing performance, huh? Amazing performance for the Ducks last night. We'll recap that a little bit. And again, the final Duck Insider of 2022, looking ahead to some basketball broadcasts, signing day next Wednesday, and then the Holiday Bowl, 28th, 5 o'clock. Kickoff on Fox, 3 o'clock pregame show. We've got a lot in store for you. Terry Johns actually was just here today talking with some student athletes, getting ready for that pregame show coming up at 3 o'clock on the 28th. We'll be traveling down after the holiday season, and again, some basketball over the break as well. We also have in the studio the brand new, officially licensed, professionally designed, printed, and packaged 2022 Duck football trading cards. I said yesterday they could be in stores as early as Friday, Saturday. Looks like now could be as early as Sunday. The official launch for the 2022 signature trading cards for the Oregon Ducks. It's coming up on Monday. Might be able to sneak into a Jackson store a little bit early on a Sunday. Maybe. But we're going to unbox them. These are actually sealed. I have no idea which Ducks are in this trading card pack. We're going to unbox them. I do know which Ducks, though, are featured on the special edition signature cards that are pretty darn sweet. We showed you one of the mock-ups for Bo Nix earlier in the week. Well, these are the real thing. Look pretty good, huh? All right, we got more coming up on the trading card front as well. And I should say it's an NIL opportunity and a chance to really support the team. You can buy the trading cards if you need a stocking stuffer at your local Oregon Jackson's food stores. And I've had some fans ask me, well, what about like if I don't live in Oregon? You're going to have to come visit. You know, make a trip. Yeah. Scott's already mapped out every Jackson store that he can get to in a short period of time on Monday because he's going to be going and doing what Scott does best. Cam McCormick, Alex Forsyth, Bo Nix, Trikweze Bridges, Bennett Williams all talked with the media today. We'll have them for you on the show. And also, if we don't get to everybody again, the Go Ducks YouTube channel has you covered. All right, let's hear what Coach Lanning had to say as he met with the media after practice just a little while ago. If you're live with us in the 1 o'clock hour, Coach Lanning, less than an hour ago, talked with the media after practice.
All right, hope everybody's doing good. Good day of prep. You know, these practices tend to be a little bit shorter, a little more detailed focus on and off the field with some quick work. I thought we got good crossover work today, offense versus defense, and some good special teams work. So we can open it up.
I'm not sure if you got word yet, but the NCAA passed the exemption for 4-game redshirt rule to bowl games, so it gives a little bit of relief to Ioli and Devin Jackson and Ben Roberts. Have they been preparing as if they were going to play?
Yeah, our guys prepare like that, you know, for every game. We train everybody in our program. We try to develop everybody in our program, so that's great to hear.
How does the transfer portal and having players leave maybe provide opportunities for some of those younger guys to see the field?
Just like you said, right? There's going to be, when you have less people here, there's more opportunities for the people that are here, and we're excited about the guys we got.
What have these last 3 weeks been like for you, trying to get bowl prep in, getting the last touches on recruiting, transfer portal, all that?
It's the name of the game, right? I mean, that's you got to go out here and adapt. And I think right now college football, you know, one of the biggest things about college football is who can adapt the best and who can handle all the, you know, the adjustments that it's required. And we've got a great staff that's done a good job of that.
Too bad. I think before your time here 6 years ago, there was like 25 staff members. Now there's I think 52. How much has the off-field analysts and guys that are on the road recruiting being able to help you with game prep and film prep and all that for this program?
there's a lot of people that touch our organization that help us, have successful wins and, do well on the field. And it's not just the coaches, it's not just myself, it's academic help, right? It's our football ops staff, it's the analysts. There's a lot of people that are able to, help and have a role in our program that help us be successful.
Will any of the outgoing transfers play in the bowl game?
No.
So we saw Will Stein walking around, it looks like. What's kind of the vibe with him being here? And I don't think we've talked to you since you hired him. Kind of what was the process of making that decision?
Yeah, just, we were really thorough. I think as a coach, you always have to be prepared for a transition, especially when you're successful. And when you talk about having a staff that you want, to be able to reach their goals and aspirations, you want to be able to create those opportunities, that you have to be prepared for those moments. But after going through a real detailed search and, working through with our staff where we thought the direction we wanted to head, he's a perfect fit. He's an elite coach. He's experienced as a player and a coach. I love hiring people that have high school coaching experience as well because you see it from a different lens. So he's done that, and he's done it at a really high level. The guy's won everywhere he's been. So excited he's on our team.
Did you have much of a relationship to him before the interview process, or
more through people, than anything? Not a direct friendship. For me, it's about hiring the best people. It doesn't mean they're always somebody that you spent intimate time with, but you can recognize from afar. And there's a lot of people I could connect with that were able to point me in the right direction too about what I thought he was, and he certainly, is that.
How have you seen him kind of ingratiate himself with the team so far since he's been here?
Yeah, transition's common in football. I think it's something he's been a part of before, so it's been a really great process as he gets connected and gets to know our guys.
Does he have any role in prep for this bowl game at all, or is he just kind of?
Yeah, he's helping us as a coach, right? But it's a different role than what it'll be next season. But certainly, we're going to lean on everybody's expertise. You got an opportunity to have an extra set of eyes that can help you, and an extra set of ears on the field. You want to use them.
Who will be handling play calling duties during the bowl game?
Yeah, like I said before, Coach Maringer and Coach Adams and the offensive staff are going to work together and put together the best game plan we can.
What's your perspective on Will's background by way of recruiting and what he's done on the trail? It's been a shorter resume compared to other guys.
Yeah, but like I said, when you're at a school like Lake Travis and some of the stops he's been at programs at like Louisville, he understands what it looks like, right? He's seen a lot of guys walk through those halls. He's been a part of signing some great players and developing great players. And recruiting's about relationships, right? And if you're a guy that's driven by relationships, as Will is, you're going to be really successful on the road doing that.
For some of the younger guys who get opportunities in this game, just how much more do you look to see a guy like Anthony Jones in particular in a game like this, given the departures at edge?
Yeah, I look for all of our guys to be involved. Anybody that can contribute, let's go, right? If you're good enough, you're old enough. It doesn't matter how old you are, right? But this is an opportunity for guys to make an impact.
We know about Christian and DJ opting out. Are you aware of any other bowl opt-outs at this time?
No.
As a coach that's seen a lot of success in the postseason, what is one challenge that the bowl season brings, and what's one kind of benefit or advantage?
Yeah, you get, the illusion of time is kind of what really exists, right? You feel like you have time because the game's a long ways away, but there's so many other things that are going on within the organization, whether it be early signing day, transition of players in and out, finals, right, bowl practices. But the fact that you get to go hit the reset button, really attack some of your weaknesses, treat it almost like an extra spring ball where you can get some additional practices and grow, and then just getting healthy. At the end of the season, a lot of guys are banged up. It gives you an opportunity to get that.
I feel like it's fair for coaches, portal players, high school players, that the window for the portal opening, bowl prep, and signing day are all like smashed together.
What's the question, I guess?
Right. Is that should be done differently? The day.
There's probably a lot of things that can be done differently right now in college football, but it is what it is, right? So that's what we're going to operate and go.
You got a lot of guys coming back and be entering their senior year, but they're automatically in the draft and have to opt out if they choose. Have they given you word yet?
I'm not talking about, hey, we're going to go to the field and we're going to play with who we got, and we're going to come back with next. But right now our focus is winning this football game. So whoever goes on this trip is going to be in an opportunity to go play in the game for us, and then we'll go from there.
What are your thoughts on North Carolina?
Yeah, they're a good team. Got a lot of respect for Coach Brown, the job that he's done there. Obviously, they're playing a championship in their conference. Really explosive on offense. Got a great quarterback. They've done a lot of things. I've worked with some of the guys that they have on their defensive staff. I think they do a really good job. So it's a great opponent. You want to play a good team, and we got fortunate enough to play a good team in the bowl game.
North Carolina has a lot of opt-outs and transfers. How does that kind of change your prep for as you get prepared for them?
Not a ton. Not a ton. You're playing the team, you're playing the scheme, you're playing the players, and certainly there's some differences. But just like every one of us, nobody really goes into the bowl game with the same group that they had anymore. That's what's changed in college football. So they have to adapt. We have to adapt.
What makes Drake May so effective, so good? Even if he doesn't have his top target, what makes him so effective?
He's a good quarterback, man. There's a lot of things that go into being a good quarterback, but decision making, right, ability to throw a ball into tight spaces, right, and they have an offense where he gets the opportunity to make decisions, and he's shown that he can do that at a really high level. He has the ability to run. He's he's a dynamic player.
On the other side of the ball, Cedric Gray seems to find the ball in a lot of different ways. Just how's he able to do that in that defense, to be that productive and somebody got there?
Yeah, I mean, you want to avoid those opportunities, but he just finds himself around the ball, and I think he's one of those players you talk about that just has high production because of it.
There's one thing you're looking for in the last game of the season, kind of going into the off season and your second year as the first-time head coach. What would that one thing be after this bowl game? What do you want to check off the list? We did this thing.
Finish. Right, we want to go finish. We want to finish the season with an exclamation point and do a great job of it.
Can this bowl game be a springboard to next season, like a preview of just kind of what you want the program to look like or be like? A lot of people say the bowl game is the first jump to the next season.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, right? I see it as the end of this season, but if we want to call it the beginning of next season, we can. Yeah.
Do you get word yet on Coco in the 7th year this year?
We feel good about that.
So far, the portal has had obviously a tremendous number of players, but in terms of top-end talent at the edge spot and a couple other spots, hasn't quite developed yet. Are you expecting certain guys? I don't know how you expect the guys across the country, so phrase that. Do you think it'll change, the dynamic will change after bowl games, or is kind of what's there more or less how you're operating in certain positions?
I don't know. I mean, we will continue to look for opportunities to enhance our program if opportunities come across the board, but we're also really excited about the guys. We're still going to be a team that develops our talent on our roster and grows from the ground up. So we're a team that's still going to sign freshmen that we think that we can develop within our program and grow over time. We have several guys on board that we're really excited about. I can't really talk about them yet, but those guys have to be able to come in and make an impact as well.
He can't talk about them yet because signing day is coming up on Wednesday the 21st. So a lot more information coming from Oregon's upcoming recruiting class with the early signing period. And, I did really appreciate the question about could it be done differently? And Coach Lanning's response, very honest. Yeah, there's a lot of things that probably could be done differently. Because, look, this is just me talking right now. I think the fact that the bowl season is going on around the early signing period, that's hard on everybody. It's hard on the student athletes that are currently on a roster. It's hard on the student athletes that are coming into the program. It's hard on the coaching staff. I think it's difficult on everybody. I wish that there was a better way to do it. I don't have the answer on how to do it. But I think that a lot of people would appreciate not all of those things overlapping in the month of December like they do. Coach Lanning also very complimentary of North Carolina. Should be. Drake May, one of the better quarterbacks around. And Bo Nix versus Drake May, that makes for a really, really fun matchup. Makes for a great game, I think, coming up here. First time that Oregon and North Carolina have ever played. And it's a defense for North Carolina that has lost a few guys. But certainly in similar capacity for Oregon with guys transferring or with guys electing to move on in their future career. It's an opportunity, and Coach Lanning said that. It's an opportunity for guys maybe to show something to potentially springboard to next year. A lot of great stuff from Coach Lanning. If you missed the entire conversation here on Duck Insider, don't worry, because the Quack Video team will have it on the Go Ducks YouTube for you to listen and watch on demand. Also, you can subscribe to the Oregon Sports Network podcast if you don't already, and all of the show is on demand for you that way. When we come back, some interviews with student athletes, women's basketball with a big win, and also we're gonna open up a pack. They were kind enough to give me one of the signature trading card packs. We're gonna open it up and see who we got after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Toyotathon is on and here to help make the holidays magical.
You made it!
By helping you see friends and family both near and far.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyotathon ends January 3rd. Participating dealers only. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Toyotathon is on and here to help make the holidays magical.
You made it!
By helping you see friends and family both near and far.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyotathon ends January 3rd. Participating dealers only. Toyota, let's go places.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Here's a fun fact for you. The average chameleon can point their eyes in 2 different directions. On the other hand, the average human can't. So unless you're a chameleon, there's absolutely no way you can focus on texting and driving at the same time. So don't do it, unless you're a chameleon.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
We are back inside the Country Financial Studio. The entire Quack video team bringing up some interviews. Bo Nix just wrapped up talking with the media. We have that for you later on the show, also on the Go Ducks YouTube channel as we head into the holiday break and the Ducks getting ready for their trip to the Holiday Bowl. One thing that's really cool, though, so this has been coming for a while. The signature trading cards are here, folks. We have 2 packs. They gave me 2 packs here in the studio. 2 packs here in the studio. The Oregon football signature trading cards from the 2022 season. Now, they were kind enough from our friends at Jackson's to also make sure that we had some of the signature series cards. This is pretty sweet. So, Bucky Irving, for example, signature card. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Here, I'll make it actually look nice. Bucky Irving, signature series. For example, Brandon Dorless, signature series. Terrence Ferguson, signature series. Troy Franklin, Bo Nix. And on the back of the Jackson's cards, there's a little bit about them. Just a few of the signature series cards that are going to be here in the studio. So they told me that I would be able to open it, and we're going to do it. First, though, some of the details, and also some of the guys were actually signing these cards. So one of the cool things with these signature cards, if you get one of the signature cards, the guys here for the football team that have these signature cards as part of the pack, they actually signed them in the Hatfield-Dowling complex just a little while ago. And they are in these packs that are now available starting this weekend as early as Sunday at your local Oregon Jackson's food stores. Nearly 60 locations statewide. Jacksons.com/locations to find your closest Jackson's food store. Scott Phillips has already drawn a map that gets him to each Jackson's food store as quickly as possible because he wants all these cards. Retails for $12.99 a pack. 1 out of every 10 packs will include one of the limited edition autographed cards that the guys signed earlier this week. Over 100 football student athletes are included, plus the Oregon Duck, and each pack contains 14 cards. They're available as early as this weekend, officially in stores by Monday. I'm going to open up a pack. What do you guys think? Who'd we get? So they come in like a... Yeah, I'm not kidding. They come in a clear pack. I got Bucky Irving. I got Jamal Hill, Casey Rogers, Andrew Boyle, Ross James, Sir Mells, Darren Barkins, Keith Brown, Troy Franklin. I'd say good pack. Good pack. Now we're going to add them to our collection, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to get the entire team. Pretty cool with the trading cards. Available at your local Jackson's food stores as early as Sunday. Pretty sweet. More coming up on that in the coming days. But if you need a late stocking stuffer, that's it. And also I want to say, like, one, these are just cool. Like, you could tell the guys, if you saw the video, like, they're excited about this, and there will be more details coming out over the next few days. But the cool thing about this, beyond that it's fun for fans, it's actually a tremendous NIL opportunity. Like, to me, this is the kind of stuff that the name, image, and likeness This is what it's all about, right? Like, this is what makes that such a cool endeavor. Anyway, another cool endeavor. Thanks again, though, to Jackson's for helping us pull this off. Another cool endeavor, Cam McCormick. So he was honored earlier this week for the Orange Bowl Courage Award. Guy who's played 7 years, has a decision to make, actually has 1 more year of eligibility. But you win something called the Courage Award, you're doing something right in college football. Cam McCormick talking about that and the season so far and the season that's going to continue in the Holiday Bowl.
Appreciate you.
What does it mean to you?
It's an honor. I got the call from Coach Lanning, and I was I was in shock, but I was super grateful, excited. I couldn't wait to tell my mom. It's been a long road, so it's great to kind of see the, earning this award was the recognition. But I'm truly honored. I couldn't be more grateful for everyone who has been involved and everyone who was able to get my story out there. It means a lot. It does.
You going to be able to make it in time for the luncheon? Have they got you on a red eye? Or?
I do not think I'll be able to make it for the luncheon. I'll just be there for the game to receive the award. The game's late, so it kind of conflicts with getting out of San Diego to Miami. So.
Going into the season, I know you said one of your big goals was just to make it through a full year. What did it feel like to make it through and for your body to hold up finally?
Awesome. It's amazing. I mean, because that's, when we talked, up in the club, I told you guys that my goal was to get through the whole year. And I did that. And it's a great feeling. I would talk to people after the game and be like, how do you feel? And I'm like, I'm just grateful that I'm able to walk out of this game, you know what I mean, without any problems. So I think, it's huge. It just speaks on, kind of, I don't know, the no-quit mentality,
It's maybe a weird way to ask the question, but because so many bad things have happened during your career, is it almost kind of incredible to you to have a season where nothing bad, at least from a physical perspective, takes place? I mean, you just kind of relish that fact.
No, most definitely relish that fact. It's nice to go through the season with no big problems, because like you said, I had been through something almost every year. But for that, I'm just grateful for just the opportunities that I've been in, and making the most out of each and every one. Preparing myself to go out there and play on Saturdays to the best that my body can be, and then turn around and do it again the next week.
What have you thought about year 8?
I've thought about it. It's a tough decision. I'm not totally keen on what my decision is going to be yet. I'm just going to continue to enjoy this game with my teammates and make the decision, after the game.
What will be the factors ultimately, Cam, when getting through the season was such a big part of it? But what will be the kind of determining things for
you? I guess where I see myself going, if I want to pursue the NFL, whether or not, it might be, undrafted or late in the rounds. And this, my teammates, the coaches, this team, where we're going. Coach Lanning's doing a lot of great things, bringing in a lot of great people, and the guys here are great. So, it's a lot on my mind. It's stressing me out, but it's a good decision to have, that I at least have a decision to make, and I'm grateful for that.
And a little birdie told me you actually got yet another year.
I have 2 years. I do. As crazy as that sounds, I do have 2 years left. So yeah. Decisions.
8's crazy. 9 is longer than 2 presidencies.
Oh my gosh! I couldn't imagine doing.
It'd be a record too.
I couldn't imagine doing 9. But if anything, it was. I applied for it just to have it after Ohio State last year. I tore my Achilles, and thankfully was able to get it. So the options there, I do have it. Whether I use it, it's in the air. But thinking about returning for year 8.
How much do you talk to Popo about just that process of it, where he's thinking about it coming back? Well, between the two of you, if you both, he's definitely coming back if he gets it. You'd have 15 years in the program between two guys. That's.
I talk to him all the time about it because he's kind of been in the same situation that I've been in. Some injuries, every year. And he comes to me for advice. I give him the best advice that I can give him, and I think, he does with it as he wants. But I'm there for him, with whatever he needs. if he needs to talk about certain things, like, hey, I'm here for you because I know what you're going through. I've been through that. But it'd be great for him to, well, get that. I don't know how his process is going, but.
When you look at Carolina in particular, Gray is a guy who just all over the field. And whether you're blocking to take him on or if you get the ball thrown your way, you're probably going to be seeing him. What makes him that good a defender?
Instincts for the game. He flies around. He plays hard. He plays fast. He's smart. He's where he needs to be when he needs to be there, and he's making the plays. He's going to be a tough matchup for us. But we're excited for the opportunity to go out there and compete against their defense. They do a lot of really good things, and we can't wait to get out there.
Do you feel like NIL has made it a little bit easier for players to make that decision to come back if they have those extra years?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a factor for sure. I think that NIL does play a part in it. Whether or not you can make that money if you decide to leave and go undrafted or make the practice squad, or hey, maybe stick around with what the opportunities that you have in college. That's a big factor for everybody. I think so nowadays, at least.
One would ask, if you come back, Cam, of what exactly one does in the 8th year in terms of like off the field. Is that part of this process too? Is ultimately finding like what in the world you're actually doing for the next year off the field?
Absolutely, because it goes into like, I still got to be eligible, right? Like,
and you've got your degrees.
It's not like I have the opportunity to just play football. So looking into just probably like potentially taking some classes if that's the case, that might help me like outside of my degree. Maybe potentially business classes, if anything. Yoga, help myself get a little bit. Help me with tools to be better in the game. With recovery and whatnot. Internships with. Potentially for classes, those are all options that potentially I could have, and it's kind of the decisions that I have to make is like whether or not I want to do I want to do school another year, like who really knows, so it's all just kind of decisions and conversations that I have to have with my family and the people here at the facility to kind of get myself in the right headspace to make that decision when the time comes.
It's pretty amazing with Cam McCormick what the decision is, right? It's amazing what he's been through, and congratulations. He deserves it, winning the Orange Bowl Courage Award, and I hope that he's able to enjoy that process now, as he does have a decision to make here moving forward. That's pretty cool. When we come back, the quarterback, Bo Nix, met with the media after practice. We've got that on the horizon on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, our all-inclusive event pricing allows us to take care of all of the details while you enjoy your event. Our wedding garden, expansive grounds, ballroom, and meeting rooms can accommodate any size event and come complete with full catering and service staff. From weddings to business and social events, Shadow Hills offers the benefits of a resort atmosphere and the peace of a country setting just minutes from downtown Eugene. For more details, call us today or go to shadowhillsevents.com.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
We're back inside the Country Financial Studio. It is Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Bo Nix currently importing from the computer right now. So while we get to Bo Nix, we also have Trikweze Bridges. He met with the media just a little while ago. And Trikweze Bridges, you'd imagine a guy like him a chance to show something heading into next year. And Trikweze Bridges talking about that and a whole lot more heading into the Holiday Bowl.
And there's opportunities for a lot of guys to step up. Do you think there's some guys in the locker room embracing that right now?
Right, yes. I talk to a lot of guys, and I just say, hey, this is an opportunity for you to show what you can do going into next season, so people have, ideas of what you can bring to the table. I just say just stay focused and have fun, because this is an opportunity to have fun. And, it should be fun. Bowl games should be fun, but stay competitive and those things like that.
Absolutely. Obviously, North Carolina is a team that likes to do a lot through the air. They have a really talented quarterback. What have you seen from him? What makes him special?
I watched the film today. He really do have a strong arm. He can throw it deep. But they like to get quick passes out. He can run. He can do a lot of things. He's very mobile. So I think he's going to be a great player in the future.
Absolutely. You have the option to come back for another year, obviously. Have you given that any thought?
Not really. Right now I'm just focusing on this bowl game and just, being with my brothers and stuff like that.
What does practice look like in terms of for a bowl game in comparison to the regular season?
Well, just like, in college, a lot of guys on defense, a lot of guys like tackling, beginning of the season and the end of the season. Right now we just like focusing on those things, the things that can cause us to lose a game, or the things that, are like bad habits, and we want to change that around, and those are the things we focus on, like tackling. That's a big thing, because like Georgia game wasn't the outcome that we wanted, so we're setting another standard right here with this game coming in.
There's a big gap between games like this. Oftentimes, for a bowl game, teams can kind of get lulled to sleep by that big gap. How are you guys approaching that?
We're making our bodies right. We stand on our body every day we come in. We do something with our bodies, just like stay fresh. We want to be in shape coming in this game, so we haven't been doing a lot of running and stuff like that. So we'll be ready. We're not looking to be slacking in any position in any room. We want to come in. We want to play fast and play Oregon.
Do you feel like the way the regular season ended gave you guys a little bit more momentum coming into this?
I'm distracted by the sun. You said
no worries. I don't blame you. Do you feel like the way that the regular season ended kind of made the team a little, like he said, that a little bad taste in your guys' mouth, a little bit of extra momentum coming into this bowl prep?
It definitely did. Coming in, we lost against Oregon State.
Let me come over here.
We lost against Oregon State.
There we go.
Yeah, thank you. We lost against Oregon State. We all know that we wanted that win, whatnot, and we had to lead. You know what I'm saying? And we came in the second half. We started not playing our football, and we started letting the game get away from us. And that really left a bad taste in our mouth and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're still fired up, and we don't forget what happened. We really to roll and play and show what we are capable of doing.
Trikweze Bridges, a lot of great stuff from him there. We're going to get a timeout. When we come back, Bo Nix, it's ready for you. He just wrapped up talking with the media about 10 minutes ago, and that's next on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey, Duck fans. Jackson's is a proud sponsor of Oregon football. And this holiday season, we have the perfect stocking stuffer for the Duck fan in your family. Oregon football trading cards. The cards will feature your favorite Duck football student athletes, so collect them all to complete your set. Be on the lookout for these cards coming soon exclusively to your local Oregon Jackson's food stores. Visit jacksons.com for store locations.
Jackson's. Let's go.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Ready for our little forest adventure?
Yes! So much waiting for me. Yeah, I wanna go outside. I wanna be.
We're here.
Whoa, that was fast.
There's a forest closer than you think. Find a park or forest near you and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by USDA Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You're not too cool for me. And in return, I reciprocate that sentiment. I'll never be too cool for you. I was a man with a plan, but now I'm a dad with a decree, and you can't take that from me. Please let it be noted that I told my job they can dock my pay. Right now, it's just too important to take you to school every day. I want to be legendary for you. I want you to puff out your chest when you go to school, the same way I do. I walk taller because of you, because I found everything to live for.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Back inside the Country Financial Studio, Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Unions. Tons of interviews after practice today as we continue to talk football and preview the Holiday Bowl. Oregon back to work. The Ducks will take a few days off next week and then travel to San Diego for the kickoff on December 28th. Spend a few days in San Diego leading up to the matchup with North Carolina. Now, a lot of conversation anytime there's a quarterback who's really good or just around the quarterback. Bo Nix meeting with the media today.
Well, everyone wants to know, Bo. What's the plan for 2023?
Yeah, I want to know too. I'm still trying to figure things out myself, and we'll decide later.
What are kind of some of the factors that go into that after the bowl game?
You know, and there's a few things that both sides that you got to look at, but you know, as I'm putting that together, I'm just trying to get ready for this bowl game and get ready for North Carolina, and just do well at practice and continue to get better myself.
Do you feel like your perception of what you were going to do when you arrived has changed to what it is now, like the uncertainty?
Yeah, I had no idea what was going to happen when I first got here. You know, if I'd have gone back a year from today and looked at my situation, I've come a long way. And so just that in general, the whole situation's changed, and I've just put myself in a good situation where I got a lot of different things to choose from.
Why is it a tough decision for you?
Because it's the future. You know, the next decision is the most important, and there's just a lot that goes into it and a lot of things that you can't necessarily control that are going to be variables moving forward.
Did you ask for feedback from the NFL College Advisory Committee?
You know, I'm too old for that, actually.
Right. Well, did you have it before? Well, even last year?
Well, last year it was later round, so I was going to go back to school anyway.
How's your ankle doing at this point?
You know, it's getting better. Trainers are still doing a really good job. In there a lot for treatment. It's a lot better than what it was.
Well, what were some of the factors in your decision to play in the bowl game?
You know, that was kind of easy for me. I just really enjoy playing football. I enjoy playing for Oregon. I enjoy playing for Coach Lanning, and so anytime I have that opportunity, I'm going to make the most of it.
Was it any part of just kind of the way the season ended?
Yeah, that had something to do with it. You know, part of it was wanting to get out there and play full speed again.
I know you were close with Kenny, but just what's been the process like without him here, and just getting used to Junior and Drew helping run the offense?
Yeah, it's been different, but you know, our playbook's the same. Coach Manager's done a really good job. He's called plays in the past, and he's a very smart football mind, so he's going to put us in good situations. Coach Adams still got those receivers going, and then Coach Somerville stepped up in the quarterback role and has done a really good job of just teaching us and continue to make strides and put us through drills and watch our practice performance and continue to make us better.
What do you take us through your relationship with Somerville and what that kind of was like during the season for those?
Yeah, he was great. Obviously didn't know him until I got here, so we just started to build a relationship. He's just a very hardworking guy, high IQ, really smart at football, and so I respect those kind of guys who come in to work and they just do what they're told, and then when the job like this came available, he's ready to roll, and he's going to make the most of it, and he does a really good job. Another smart football mind that's smart and can give a lot of good pointers, and he does a good job when he's in this role of being a quarterback coach.
What are your thoughts on Will Stein after getting to know him a little bit?
You know, I like him. I like the stuff I've heard about him. I like being able to talk to him, like what I've heard from him from an offensive standpoint, and you know, I think he's going to do a really good job with what his background is. He's very multiple, and he's done a lot of different things, so I think that'll help coming in.
Do you guys have conversations about just if you do come back, what it would be like next season, what the offense would look like at all?
But yeah, I think you kind of have to have those conversations because that's part of the decision-making process.
To go with that, just when you've gone through so many coordinators and terminology changes, and even with Kenny it was similar to Gus, but it was X, Y, Z as opposed to numbers, how much is just some level of continuity of terminology, of not having to learn something totally different, and scheme fit and all those things just kind of play into this?
Well, you know, I think there's something to be said about learning a lot of different offenses, and you can play in a lot of different systems and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, continuity it's a good thing because you don't have to just relearn it, and for the next year you can kind of go into the off season and know what you're talking about. Don't have to learn it before you start teaching the other guys around you, and so having the same system is a good thing, and I think it's productive.
And in terms of timeline, Bo, do you imagine shortly after the bowl game, or you take it all the way into mid-January and the deadline?
You know, I hope it's as soon as possible. I'm like you guys. I'm ready to know my decision. It's not like an easy process. It's one of the toughest things I've had to do, but it's rewarding regardless of what happens.
Who do you lean on for just help or mentorship or guidance through this process?
Yeah, that's a good question. Spend a lot of time in prayer and pray for wisdom and discernment, and he's going to open a door if he wants me to go, and he'll close others that he doesn't want me to go into. And my mom and dad are obviously two big important roles, and then I got a wife now, and so she's got a say in a lot of this stuff, but which is a great thing. I'm blessed to be in that position. So I have a really good circle, a really good family around me that I've been blessed to be able to be a part of, and it's continued to grow over the years. And I think that we just want to make the most logical, realistic choice that's going to better me on the football field.
A lot of people are looking forward to this bowl game for the quarterback matchup, you and Drake May. What have you seen from him this past year and through film?
He's a really good player. He does. I think he moves around a lot better than people expect. He's a very athletic guy. Obviously, he's got a big arm, and he's going to make a lot of really good throws. He just can kind of do it all, and I think that's what makes him so versatile and so good.
What do you see in their defense when I think like 3 of their main guys in their secondary are out anyway? But for the guys who are there on film, what you see schematically, I'm sure you're a little familiar with Coach Chiswick and what he runs. So what do you see from them?
They're first of all, they're really good in the front 7. They're going to be good. They're going to be good run fitters. They're going to be good versus the run. And then in the back end, they like you said, they've had a lot of guys moving around. So, until the game, you probably won't know what kind of guys they're playing with. And but they're going to be a good, sound defense. A lot of multiple sets, a lot of different coverages, and it's just reacting and playing.
You're in this really unique spot, Bo, and that I'm sure you recognize that it's the world of college football now. You could actually do better with NIL potentially in returning than being a day 3 draft pick if that's the situation. But at the same time, everybody wants to get the clock started and being in the league. What is it? A lot of people fans look at it as dollars and cents. Well, if he makes more, he comes back.
Well, I think it's tough because, in my situation, there's, you can hear all different, all sorts of things from where you could get drafted, and I think that's what kind of makes it not confusing, but it makes you have a lot of decisions because you don't know when you're going to be drafted, and so then you got to compare your situation to college, and the value in the 2 decisions, and there's value in both. I don't think I can make a bad decision.
Does Tez have eligibility left after today?
Who?
Your brother.
Yeah.
Is that any factor at all, potentially?
Well, he's in Troy. That's a long way from home. So.
For now, potentially. But, yeah.
You've had a lot of bowl games, a lot of postseason. Is there anything about bowl game prep that maybe people don't see or don't know that makes it either challenging or an advantage?
Well, it's an advantage because you got so much time, but it's challenging because you got so much time. So it's a lot of things over and over. You practice a lot before having a game. You can kind of get out of playing shape, which is tough, so you got to make sure you're still running and moving around like you would in a normal game. But it's the good thing is you have so much time to prepare, and you have a lot of time to get your body back healthy and to feel good going into the game. But at the same time, you got to make sure you're sharp going into the game.
Other than your health, is there anything that you've been kind of working on leading into this bowl game? Maybe some things you wanted to fix in the offense after looking at the film from last game?
Well, I think, one of the main things is just get my body back and just feel good again and feel kind of explosive and fast, and get back to doing what I like to do on the field. And then just at the end of the day, those making all the throws on the field, and just it's another day to go out there and throw the ball around, which is always fun. And then you just get to, from Coach Manager's point of view, he's going to have some things that he likes doing, and then we'll talk, and then we'll all be on the same page once we get to the game, and we'll be prepared and ready to go.
When you went through it yourself last year, but when your decision has such a huge influence on the rest of so many others, do you feel a responsibility to help out in the portal and recruiting those guys? Hearing some words that you're recruiting some guys.
Yeah, because you always want to leave somewhere better than you found it. And so if I can help Oregon, where I'm at right this second, if I can help them sign a guy for next year, regardless if I'm here or not, then that's a really important thing. And if that kid's coming because I'm going to be here, then they're still going to be here when I leave regardless next year, so they can't just come because I'm going to be here. There's a lot of other things a part of the decision. They got to come because they feel like they're a fit to Oregon. But at the same time, if I'm here going through bowl prep and I'm still a part of this team, I'm going to help the team as best as I can.
That's Duck quarterback Bo Nix meeting with the media after practice today, getting ready for the Holiday Bowl and getting ready for a decision. I love that honesty from Bo. That's the way that he is, He's going to go and make a difficult decision. He has to make a difficult decision. And I love that he kind of is like, I want to know just as much as you guys do. Well, we'll find out in the coming days as Bo decides what he's going to do for next year. And I'm sure happy he's playing in this game, though, because the quarterback matchup between Drake May and Bo Nix, a lot of fun. All right, we're going to get a break a little earlier than normal because when we come back, Alex Forsyth and hopefully Bennett Williams will try to get to everybody today on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Toyotathon is on and here to help make the holidays magical.
You made it!
By helping you see friends and family both near and far.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyotathon ends January 3rd. Participating dealers only. Toyota, let's go places.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Toyotathon is on and here to help make the holidays magical.
You made it!
By helping you see friends and family both near and far.
Dealer inventory may vary. Toyotathon ends January 3rd. Participating dealers only. Toyota, let's go places.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We are back on Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joy Mack in the Country Financial Studio. Let's hear a little bit from Alex Forsyth. He met with the media after practice today. He's up for the Collegiate Man of the Year award. We'll find out in the coming months if he wins it. He's been through a lot in his life and his career, and what a leader that this team has had in Alex Forsyth. Previewing the Holiday Bowl after practice today.
First, how does it feel that this is actually the end after all these, like, believe it or not, like you're actually going to be done with college football after this?
Yeah, it's a little, it's a weird feeling right now, just trying to focus on the game and make it like any other game. But, in the back of my head, I know this is going to be my last time wearing the Oregon jersey. So it's a bittersweet moment, but just hoping to end on a good note.
At the same time, given the bowl experiences the last couple of years, this is actually maybe the first normal one for you, like in a starting capacity since the Rose Bowl?
Yeah, no, relatively. I think, I haven't won a bowl game yet as a starter, and there's been some unique circumstances, but I'm really excited for this one to, just go out there and give it our best shot and put our best foot forward and hopefully, come back with a win.
What were the emotions like after the end of the regular season with that loss to Oregon State? How excited are you to be able to get on the field again and try and get some of that back?
Yeah, just had a really bad taste in our mouth after that game, and after the UW game too. So you never like to lose games, but especially rivalry games. And being a hometown kid, I know how important that rivalry is to the state and both universities. So I think for me, I took that one pretty hard, but just trying to get that bad taste out of our mouth and end the season on a good note for sure.
What is one advantage to having a little bit more time to prepare for this bowl game, and what might also be a disadvantage with the amount of time?
I think advantage is getting guys healthy. We had a lot of guys playing through various different injuries and playing hurt the whole year. So just getting those guys healthy and getting them back for the bowl game. I think disadvantage is sometimes you can start preparing too early for a bowl game, and then you kind of get burnt out on the film. But I think we've done it pretty good where, we're starting to really get into our game planning.
Speaking of which, I don't think we've talked to you since. What was going on in the Washington game in terms of clearly your arm, shoulder area was very much problematic.
Yeah, I was in a good deal of pain. That was tough, and ended up having to kind of play. It started during the Cal week, and then kind of progressed, and thought I'd kind of get by without saying much, and then had to go to the trainer. I was like, yeah, something just doesn't feel right. So ended up resting it up these past 2 weeks. It's feeling really good right now, but that game was tough just because I couldn't really move my arm by the end of the second to last drive, and so that was tough. But trainers, Chief, Rachel, they all got me right and I know I'm going to be good for the bowl game. So
obviously Kenny gone, you got Will coming in. You got kind of transition period with Drew and Junior calling the offense. What's that transition been like for you guys over these past couple weeks?
Yeah, it's kind of been a seamless transition. It was weird to have Coach Dillingham gone. Just because he's a unique personality. He's always cracking jokes and stuff when we were walking in the meeting room. But we have Coach Adams and Coach Maringer are great people and great coaches. So it's been a nice transition. We've kind of gotten used to it now, and I'm really excited to see what they got for us this bowl game.
Bowl games are always sometimes a sense of who wants to be here more than the opponent. What do you get from your feeling of just your team and just the desire of finishing strong, like you said?
Yeah, I think, like I said, us in North Carolina had kind of similar ends to the season if you really look at it, and, both lost to rivals to end the year. And I think, we both are going to have a bad taste in our mouth and looking to, get that bad taste out of the program and just focus on a, successful, this win will lead over into 2023 for whoever wins this game. So, I think the guys want to be here. A lot of guys who didn't want to be here transferred or are leaving. So, I respect whatever decision they make. But I think we got guys here that want to be here.
Good stuff from Alex Forsyth. Let's get to a little bit of Bennett Williams. Didn't get to all of Alex. Won't get to all of Bennett. They're going to be available on the Go Ducks YouTube channel here, thanks to our Quack Video crew. A little bit from Bennett Williams as he talks Holiday Bowl.
What are some of your emotions going into this last game?
It's bittersweet for sure. I'm really just trying to kind of enjoy this last, time with my team. It's definitely been the best year of football that I've had so far. Not, physically necessarily, but just as an experience with the guys, a lot of the relationships I've made this year. So just soaking it all in because, it's going to, it has gone by really quick, 6 years. Can't really, it's just crazy to think about, but yeah, just really soaking it in and enjoying, all the relationships that I think I've made and making sure all the guys know how much I really love them. That's really it.
What's just made this year different than your other previous 5 years of college football?
One, I think, maturity and just all the experience that I've had now kind of all accumulates, and now you kind of look at it from a different view. I'm more appreciative, of everything, but from, logistical standpoint, I'd say just, it starts with Coach Lanning and the staff, the guys on the team, the way we were able to connect. I think this offseason was the biggest thing. We had a lot of fun this year, and it didn't end all the way we wanted it to necessarily, but you go back, and this will be a season I think a lot of the guys remember, you know, in 20, 30 years, whatever it is, just because of the way that how close we were and how we were able to kind of battle through adversity.
Does that Oregon State loss still linger? Is it something that you use as motivation going into bowl prep?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, it stings a lot. I think that's something that, you know, we can use into bowl prep, but for the guys especially, I think like next year, that's a big thing. To bring into like, look, this is how the season was going, and then, you know, towards the end we started to fall off. Like, let's make sure we keep that momentum, and once we don't get comfortable right after we get a little get rolling. So that's something I think we could use for next year. We're definitely using it a little bit, you know, for this game. We've done a great job of bouncing back off adversity every time this year after a loss, coming back and playing really well. So. You know, we have to keep that same mindset. It's just, you know, working real hard in practice so we don't let ourselves get into that comfortable kind of state like last time.
Bennett Williams meeting with the media there. His entire interview on the Go Ducks YouTube here coming up in just a little while. We'll also have a couple quack minutes for you over the next couple days as the Ducks will continue practicing, then get a couple days off before traveling to San Diego over the holidays. 28th, the kickoff, 5 o'clock. 3 o'clock pregame show. It's going to be televised on Fox, and we'll, of course, have that 3 o'clock pregame show here on the Oregon Sports Network. My thanks to our entire Quack Video crew all year long, especially today. Got all those interviews in as practice wrapped up around noon. Not all the interviews concluded until we were actually on the air doing the show for you today. My thanks to the entire Quack Video crew, and I want to wish all of you a very happy holiday season, a very happy new year. And I love the fact that the Ducks are playing in the Holiday Bowl over the holiday season. God, it's just synergy. What a time to be alive. This is great. Congratulations to Oregon women's basketball after a huge win last night. They're going to continue to be in action. Terry Johns and I will have the broadcast for the Oregon men and the Oregon women. 5 o'clock tomorrow for the men. Women are going to be down actually in San Diego in a tournament heading into the Christmas holiday. Signing day is on next Wednesday, the 21st. Holiday Bowl on the 28th. We'll be back to talk with you in the new year. Go Ducks! Happy holidays, everybody.
To your children's eyes to see the true magic of a forest. It's a storybook world for them. You look and see a tree. They see the wrinkled face of a wizard with arms outstretched to the sky.